Absolutely. Mission and evangelism are fundamental aspects of the Christian faith, deeply rooted in the teachings of the Bible. Here's an expansion on this topic: the Great Commission. One of the most well-known passages regarding mission and evangelism is the Great Commission, found in Matthew 28, verse 19 to 20, where Jesus instructs his disciples to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. Love for God and others. Jesus summarized the entirety of the law and the prophets as loving God with all one's heart, soul, and mind, and loving one's neighbor as oneself. Matthew 22, verse 37 to 40. Evangelism, then, is an outpouring of this love, a desire to share the incredible gift of salvation with others out of compassion and concern for their well-being. Witnessing through words and deeds. Evangelism isn't just about preaching with words, but also about living out the gospel through one's actions. 1 Peter 3, verse 15 encourages believers to always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks them to give the reason for the hope that they have, but to do so with gentleness and respect. The power of the gospel. The Apostle Paul emphasizes the power of the gospel to save in Romans 1, verse 16, stating, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes." Believers are called to boldly proclaim this message of hope and redemption. The missionary example. Throughout the New Testament, we see examples of missionaries like Paul and Barnabas who traveled far and wide to share the gospel with people of different cultures and backgrounds. Their dedication and passion for spreading the good news serve as an inspiration to believers today. Prayer and dependence on the Holy Spirit. Mission and evangelism are not merely human endeavors, but require the guidance and empowerment of the Holy Spirit. Acts 1, verse 8 reminds believers that they will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on them, and they will be Christ's witnesses to the ends of the earth. Reaching the unreached. Mission and evangelism involve reaching out to those who have not yet heard the gospel or have limited access to it. This includes people groups in remote areas, as well as those in urban centers who may be spiritually disconnected. Making disciples. Evangelism doesn't stop at conversion but extends to the process of disciple making. This involves teaching new believers about the teachings of Jesus, helping them grow in their faith, and equipping them to share the gospel with others. The urgency of the task. The Bible emphasizes the urgency of the task of evangelism, recognizing the brevity of life and the reality of eternity. 2 Corinthians 6, verse 2 implores believers, "I tell you, now is the time of God's favor, now." Unity in mission. Jesus prayed for unity among believers in John 17, recognizing that their unity would be a powerful witness to the world. Mission and evangelism are most effective when carried out in partnership with other believers, regardless of denominational or cultural differences. In summary, mission and evangelism are central to the Christian faith, driven by love for God and compassion for humanity. Believers are called to boldly proclaim the gospel, make disciples of all nations, and live out the teachings of Jesus in both word and deed.